Om Sri Lakshmi Narsimhaya Namaha. Valmiki Ramayana Balakanda, Chapter 36. How Uma cursed the demigods and the earth. Summary. Shiva, on his marriage with Uma, is in the conjugal bliss for a long period due to his yogic powers. Fearing the result of that prolonged activity, all gods pray for stopping of it, because none in any world can carry that offspring. Shiva, accepting that request, asked them where to discharge the sperm that has already stirred up. Gods indicated the earth as a taker. Shiva accordingly floods the earth with his fluid. Then the fire god is dispatched to consolidate that into a tall grass forest called Sharavana. Goddess Uma, ireful at the prevention of begetting a son, cursed gods and the earth to be childless. Chapter 36 in detail. When that sage Vishwamitra has finished narration of the legends of the daughters of Himavanta, both the brave ones, namely Raghava and Lakshmana, in their turn have praised highly that legend and spoke to that eminent sage. This admirable discourse given by you about Ganga is exhaustive in righteousness, O Brahman, and it will be suitable of you to tell with special attention about the divine and earthly legend of the eldest daughter of Himavanta, namely Ganga, for you are aware to speak or write at great length and in detail upon it, by which reason that world purifier Ganga came into three parts, O virtue knower, and connected with which deeds of merit this triple courser Ganga is renowned as the best one among all the rivers in three worlds. Thus Rama and Lakshmana have asked the sage Vishwamitra. When Kakaustas have inquired that way, the aesthetically wealthy sage Vishwamitra has narrated all the legend of Ganga in its entirety, staying among the sages. On his getting married to Uma, O Rama, the sublime, ascetic, and bluish-throated god Shiva, as his throat became blue when he consumed poison during the churning of milky ocean, Samudramantana. At one time, with a preference towards her, he has started lovemaking with her. While the sublime, sagacious, and blue-throated god Shiva is in lovemaking, O enemy-scorcher Rama, 100 divine years have elapsed. Even then, he had no son in her name, namely goddess Uma. All the gods, headed by Brahma, had then started to ponder, is there anybody who can inevitably sustain that being which emerges from this goddess Uma after this prolonged yogic act of copulation with Shiva? This being the worry of all gods, they have prepared for action. All the gods, on approaching and praying their deference to Shiva, spoke this to him. O God of gods, O one who is interested in the welfare of these worlds, O great God, considering the humble request of all gods, it will be suitable of you to provide grace. Worlds cannot capably bear your offspring born out of your brilliance. O Supreme God, hence you may practice yogic asceticism along with your consort, Goddess Uma, in union with Vedic postulates of yoga, rather than progenitor, and desiring the welfare of the three worlds, you may please retain your refulgent seed within your own radiance. Thus protect this universe, since it will not be apt of you to render it devoid of worlds, with the efflux of the unmanageable power of yours. So said gods to Shiva. On listening the words of gods, that rare feed, God of universe, namely Shiva, said, "So be it," and further spoke this to all of the gods. "Indeed, I wish to bear my sperm in my virility and Uma in hers. Let the immortals and mortals as well derive a perfect bliss. But that part which has already stirred up from its place is irrestrainable. As such, O gods of eminence, you tell me who can contain that part of unexcelled potency." So said Shiva to gods. Thus spoken by Shiva, then the gods in reply spoke to him, whose banner is divine bull, namely Shiva, "That part of the potency which has already stirred up the earth will indeed endure. That now, thus said by the gods, that yogi of par excellence and the god of gods, Shiva, discharged his brilliant semen with which the earth together with its mountains and forests is overspread. Thereby the gods in turn said even to fire god, "You enter the great potency of Rudra along with wind god, lest that potency may destroy the earth and earthlings, because you can consume anything that comes in touch with you." And when fire god invaded that great potency of Shiva, it has emerged as white mountain. Also thus it has become a divine forest of reeds, equaling the sun and fire in its resplendence, wherefrom the highly brilliant Kumara has emerged. Later on, the gods, together with the assemblages of sages, are well pleased at heart, as it has happened according to their prayer. Thereby they abundantly adored Shiva and even Uma. O Rama, but the daughter of Himalayan mountain, namely Uma, while angry, saying this to the divinities, she cursed them all with her eyes reddened in anger. Wherefore I, who am desirous of a son, had been prevented from the intimacy with my husband. Therefore you shall be not fruitful in offspring, and beget any progeny through your own wives. And from now onwards your wives shall remain infertile. And on saying this way to all of the gods, she also gave a curse to the earth. O earth, your appearance shall be bizarre, and you will be a wife to many. And O verily base-minded earth, rendered sully by my anger, you shall have no gratification caused by the children, as you are begotten against my son. Thus, god of gods Shiva, becoming ill at ease to look at all of the distressed gods, equally feeling small to convince his consort Uma, he has started to journey towards the western quarter, which is ruled by rain god. On going to the northern side of Himalaya mountains, that god of gods Shiva settled down in asceticism along with his consort Uma on the peak of a mountain emerged from Himalayas. This is the legend of mountain's daughter, namely goddess Uma, quickly narrated to you, O Rama. And now listen from me along with Lakshmana about the emergence of Ganga. Thus, this is the 36th chapter in Balakanda of Valmiki Ramayana, the first epic poem of India. Sri Moola Rama Vijayate. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.